Hello everybody and welcome to Conan Exiles. I am Marana, your gaming grandmama, and I am so excited about the Age of Sorcery that's coming up with the 3.0 update. It looks like there's going to be a lot of really cool things coming into the game, and it should be a lot of fun. I thought this would be the perfect time to do a fresh playthrough of the game. It's been a little while since I've played through the game, and this will be a good way to just kind of get back in the swing of things. We do have a little while before 3.0 drops. And I also thought this would be a good time to help introduce anyone who's new to the game to how things work, where things are, and I wanted to do a beginner's guide. So if you're picking up Conan for the first time, or it's been a while since you've played, a lot of things may have changed. There have been some pretty big updates over the last year or so, and this is just to help give you an idea of what the base game is like now, and to get ready for 3.0. I want to have a nice fresh level 60 ready to go when 3.0 drops. So that's what I'm going to do in this series. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first screen when you go into the game is to set up the game. There are 3 difficulty levels. You've got Civilized, Decadent, Barbaric. Decadent is the kind of the normal range of play and is a really good place to start. That's normally where I play the game. One thing I will say about that though is in the Decadent mode, you drop all of your items on death. And that can be a little frustrating in a single player setting. Sometimes you can get in a really bad situation where you're in the middle of a camp and you're surrounded and you are killed, and now you have to go back into that camp naked and unarmed to get through all of the things that killed you the first time to pick up your stuff and get back out. And a lot of times if I'm playing a solo game, that is just more frustration than I want to deal with. So I usually will put a single player game on the civilized mode simply because you will not drop your items on death. When you respawn, you will have all of your items with you. Next up is the character customization screen, and this is where just kind of your personal preferences come in. Obviously your first choice, male and female, and then race. Race really doesn't matter in Conan Exiles. You don't get any particular benefits for being one race or the other. It doesn't come into play. It's mainly there for some role playing, to give some background on the different characters. Kind of ties in a little bit to the Conan movies. So really you can just kind of go with whichever race you like. I tend to find once I started playing the game, I liked the Nordenheimers, so usually that is what I pick. Religion matters a little bit more from the beginning, simply because each religion has a special ability or item that it gives you. By the end of the game, as you progress through the game, you're able to learn and unlock all of the religions, so you can build all of the altars and get all of the benefits from each religion. But kind of going into it, you want to see what you think is going to be most beneficial to you in the early game. For me, I like to go with Set. You get some poison arrows with Set, and those can be very, very beneficial in the early stages. To be able to put a dot on whatever I'm fighting that is helping take away their health is a huge plus. So Set is usually the first religion that I pick, mainly to get those arrows. Mitra is the kind of my second choice. If I don't do Set, I would do Mitra. That is an ambrosia that has a lot of health regeneration to it. So that's kind of the 2 that I pick straight off the bat. but I really like getting those poison arrows as soon as possible. Once you have your race and religion picked, the rest of it really is just kind of your character creation. The way I think everybody kind of has their idea going into games of what they want their character to look like, and this is where you just tweak all of those things. You've got the different face options and skin tone options, hair color, the shape of the eyebrows, the eyebrow color, all of those things. So we'll just zip through this part. And now we finalize. Here hangs Marana Nordenheimer, condemned to death and exile for unlawful whoremongering, mutiny, and disobedience of a priest. Well, alrighty then. And so now, once we confirm this, it takes you into a little beginning video. I'll leave this in case you've never played the game before, but feel free to skip to the end.
Unknown means was transported into the exiled lands, crucified and left to die for crimes that they may or may not have committed. Death comes swiftly on black wings, until fate intervenes.
Thirsty, dead woman. Shall I cut you down from that corpse tree? It might kill you. You civilized women are soft. Your lives are not nailed to your spines. Where I come from, we kill our enemies in battle. We don't leave them in the desert to die like dogs. So, you live again, dead woman. This land does not love men. You are marked. Cross the ghost fence wearing that. It might have been kinder to leave you on the cross. Live, love, burn with life, slay and survive. We will meet again, dead woman.
And here we are. So we're going to start out, everybody starts out down here on the bottom. First goal is to make it up here to what is affectionately called Noob River. So first, just kind of a few things, basic functioning of the game. In the upper left-hand corner, there are two bars, the red and the yellow. The red is your health bar, and the yellow is stamina. Stamina is a pretty big deal in, well, it's a pretty big deal in any game, but you really want to keep a watch on your stamina. Underneath that, the far left circle, that's your water. The one next to it is food, to gauge, you know, how hungry and thirsty you are. The third one is how much weight you're carrying, and then the fourth one is your temperature. You know, in the desert, if you're wearing the wrong clothes, you can get overheated. In the north, if you're not wearing enough clothes, you'll freeze. So that kind of helps to gauge that. Hot bars down at the bottom, there are 8 slots. I opened your inventory, and you literally have been left in the desert to die with nothing. So we're gonna figure out all of that. But first, let's look. These are the things that you can craft initially once you have the materials to do that. This first tab is your inventory. Attributes. As you level, you get points to spend on all of the different categories. Strength, you know, how strong you are, agility, dodge, vitality. This is your health pool. Accuracy if you are going archery. Grit, this determines your stamina pool. Encumbrance, how much you can carry. And survival, just kind of how hardy a countenance you have. Feats, we leveled just simply by standing here, apparently. Every time you level, you do get a feat point, and that's how you open and unlock the different recipes below. So see, box maker, to be able to make boxes for storing things, that costs 1 point to unlock. And then as you go through the game and need more things to unlock, this is where you spend those points. I save these points until I know something I want to unlock. That way I don't unlock something that I didn't need right away when I should have unlocked something else. And your stats, this is showing your offense and defense, how much stamina, how much bonus from grit, all of the information on your character. Journey steps, this is something that helps you know how how to progress the game. And I'll show you on the main screen in the upper right hand corner, there's a list of journey steps. So if you get stuck and kind of are like, I have no idea what to do next, take a peek at your journal, your journey steps, and that will show you things that it recommends you do. Clan, we're in single player, so that's not going to have any bearing on this game. Followers, once you get thralls and pets and mounts, this is a management screen for all of your different thralls, and then the map. So yeah, we're starting out down here. This is where everybody starts. This is the area that we'll be concentrating on first to kind of get geared up, get a house, start building some resources, and then as we get stronger, we'll go north, because this map does go a little farther up into from the desert into kind of the highlands area. Over here is the jungle, then you've got the snow and the volcano. So our eventual goal is some stuff that's in the volcano, and along the way there's all sorts of things to catch our attention. So yeah, lots and lots to do in the game. So let's get started. As I said, up in the upper right hand corner, it's got journey. So it says we need to climb. We'll come climb this thing. And so we got a point for climbing. While I'm doing all this, I also like to go ahead and if you Alt is going to do a backflip for dodge, you get a point for that. Control is a forward kick and you get a point for that. I think that's pretty much it until we get some other things. Collecting resources, you just go like to get the grass and you need plant fibers to make a lot of things. You just go up to it and press E. So we won't get into where we can pick up rocks and sticks for a little bit, but you just walk up and press E a few times and you get all of the plant fibers. It's also given us a few bugs that it goes ahead and puts down on your hotbar. We eat one of those, we get the journey point for eating. Did I miss? I did. So usually right around the starting area there will also be a water skin and you want to grab that and you get a journey step. Oftentimes there will be journey steps that you do that aren't showing up there in the corner. You get credit for them. Kind of the little hot bar for the steps is just to, like I said, keep you on track. If you're like, well, I don't know what to do next. What do I do? Where do I go from here? That can give you an idea. So, okay, we need to drink. Well, we did pick up that water flask. I opened your inventory. I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna throw it on the ground. So I have to hold on to it until I get it where I want it to be. And then you just drink, and so we completed that journey step. Now use a better bedroll. So we need to make a bedroll. We need twine. To get twine we need 3 plant fibers. So we can go ahead and make those. So we need the 3 plant fibers, 2 sticks, and 6 plant fibers. Clothes is plant fibers. And all along this way going in, there will be stones and rocks and stuff that you can pick up, and you just need to, like I said, get near it and hit E. Around the map you'll find books like this.
Gods curse this sandstorm. We were forced to take refuge before the wind scoured the skin from our faces. There is something in the storm. Beasts. We hear the skittering of their paws outside the ruins, and their howls mingled with the screaming winds. The men are scared. I've put them to work crafting rudimentary weapons and torches from the loose stones and rough plants that dot this place. I've yet to meet a beast that liked fire, or the bite of the axe.
When you see things like that, press E and you'll interact on it, and it gives you like a little journal entry, but you get a lot of information from that. So basically what we picked up out of that one is that there's this really bad sandstorm, apparently, that we need to watch out for. So yeah, you will eventually get into a rhythm where you can just run by the rocks and pick them up. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while, so my picking up is... Whoa, she's so angry, isn't she? So this is what I kind of consider my first goal. When I get into the nice lush green area out of the horrible, horrible wasteland, this is the first goal I set for myself. And usually by the time you get here, you've collected enough resources to be able to go in and make a bedroll and some clothes. And for, you know, for a little while, plant fibers, all of that stuff is the most important thing. Now you'll see these shellbacks along the river here. On this side of the river up in here, they won't attack you. There's some of these little imp guys. They will attack you. We'll see more about those in a little bit. There's also some aloe in here. I'm going to go ahead and pick as much aloe as you can. Just grab all of these nice resources. And I'm going to go ahead. I like to go ahead at this point, if I can get my fingers on the right keys, and put a bedroll down. I'm going to put it like right there. Oh, I'm going to put it right there. That way, in the event something happens, you don't spawn all the way back out there in the desert where the crosses are. So going in, we're going to need a few more things. We need a hatchet and a pick. To make the pick, I now need 5 more sticks, but I made the hatchet. So once you have the hatchet, you can take down some trees, and they'll drop you. You'll get branches from chopping down trees, and you'll need the wood eventually, so it's 2 birds, 1 stone. Okay, now we can build the pick. And at this point too, I like pick on 3, the hatchet on 2. I know there's kind of, you have your ways that you like things to be. We don't need this anymore. If you open it, it just talks about the sandstorm again. Like I said, most of these journals, they're giving you some hint as to what to look for around you, what's to come, things of that nature. I'm not going to keep aloe seeds or those seeds at this point. Encumbrance is something that just plagues in the beginning. So this is usually where I stop to spend my first attribute points. Now, with the attribute points, there are as many ways to play Conan Exiles as there are people playing Conan Exiles, and everybody has a very strong opinion on where points need to go. The good news is, where you put points in the beginning, you're not stuck with those throughout the whole rest of the game. There is a potion that you can make later on that allows you to reset your attribute points, so you can respec depending on where you are, what your goals are. If you've gone more of an archer build, you'll want more points in accuracy, strength, agility, things like that. But in the early game, I find it works better for me if I kind of put a little in everything. So I go ahead and put a point in strength and a point in agility, because that helps with your sprint endurance. Grit, because that's your stamina pool. I put a point in encumbrance because, like I said, gotta have that. So once I hit those 4, then I kind of go, okay, let's have another couple in strength, because I'm going to be mainly fighting hand to hand for a little bit. And I want another in agility. Oh, and vitality. That's the health pool. Gives you more health points. So I'll put those in there. Feats. Now, we're going to need some weapons beyond, you know, punching things. So we've got 7 points to spend. I unlock the warrior weapons with 1 point. I do go ahead and get and unlock archery. My thought is, if I see something in the distance, if I can hit it a couple of times with an arrow, that's that much less damage I have to do in hand to hand. I know I'm going to need the campfire soon, so I'll go ahead and unlock that. And I know I'm going to need storage box soon, so I'll go ahead and unlock that. And then I just let those other two sit there until I determine what, actually, you know what? I'm going to put those in the shield. So never mind. Ignore that. Now we have all the different things we can make. So I want my stone sword. One of the things that the game will do for you now, that if you played a long time ago, it didn't do this. But now, if it's got this sprocket, it's something that you need in the crafting recipe that you don't have, but you have the materials to make it in your inventory. And if you hit craft, it will go ahead and craft those 2 items that you need from your inventory, and then craft the thing that you were going for in crafting to begin with. And so there is, whoa, the sword. I want a shield. So again, I've got the material in my inventory to make the twine. I can just do that instead of having to queue the twine to craft, wait until it's crafted, and then queue the other. That's been a nice addition to the game. The aloe that's around, you can make, it's a weak aloe potion. I like to keep it down in number 8. And this is gonna help with healing, keeping you healed up. This was another thing, if you've played the game before and it's been a while, you had to wait until you were able to get a cauldron to be able to make the potions. But you can now go ahead and start making weak aloe extract from the very beginning. So that is an enormous help. So now we've made it to the official starting area. We've got a shield, a sword, a pick, a hatchet. We've got our water skin that will fill up in just a little bit. We've got enough clothing to cover us. We've got some of our skill points spent. We've picked up another 2. I'm going to throw another one in encumbrance and another one in strength. And yeah, so now is when things really start getting good. Now we're going to go in and start seeing what animals and creatures are in the area and start looking for shelter. And we will do all of that in our next episode. So until then, everybody take care, have fun, and play nice. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out and subscribe to find more beginner guide content in Conan Exiles. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.